rescue minor in Zamfara State. NNPP blasts Governor Abba Yusuf over exit, rejects claims of internal crisis. On the foreign scene, federal immigration agents kill another U.S. citizen in Minneapolis, sparking protests. And good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on the Western Spring Television. My name is Femi Da Silva. We begin with security as the troops of the 8th Division Garrison Strike Force operating under Operation Fasanyama Sector 2 have neutralized 6 terrorists in the Sububu Forest axis of Maradun local government area of Zamfara State. In a statement issued this morning, the spokesperson of Operation Fasanyama, Captain David Adewusi, said the offensive was aimed at dismantling terrorist enclaves and restoring peace to affected communities. According to the statement, the troops first engaged terrorists at Idulumu village, where 2 terrorists were neutralized after a fierce gun battle. An AK-47 rifle was recovered. It disclosed that the strike force later advanced to Ruduna village, where 4 other terrorists were neutralized following another firefight. Adewusi said the operation also recorded a humanitarian success, with troops rescuing a kidnapped underage girl identified as Halira Ibrahim during a further exploitation of the forest. He added that the troops also destroyed multiple terrorist camps and life support structures in Magaji, Yalakaje, Filinga, and Bukatara, degrading the terrorist operational capacity and denying them safe havens. In the meantime, the Wawa community in the Borgu local government area of Niger State has been thrown into mourning following a fresh attack by bandits. The Niger State Police Command confirmed the recovery of 6 bodies. According to the community, the crisis began when a prominent youth was reportedly attacked on his farm. In response, a group of local youths mobilized and ventured into the bush in an attempt to confront the bandits and rescue the victim. While some of the youths later returned safely, several others were declared missing. Confirming the development, the State Police Public Relations Officer SP Wasiu Abiodun said the incident occurred on Thursday when one Deshi and his son, both residents of Wawa, were attacked by suspected bandits. According to the police, the son managed to escape and returned home to alert relatives and community members. The police added that Deshi and one other person were still missing, while efforts are being intensified to locate the missing persons and apprehend those responsible for the attack. Turning to politics, the National Working Committee, NWC, of the New Nigeria People's Party, NPP, has condemned the resignation of Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf from the party, describing his decision as a betrayal of the mandate entrusted to him. In a statement released on Saturday by the party's National Publicity Secretary Ladipo Johnson, the party faulted the governor's claim that the NNPP was engulfed in an unresolved internal crisis, insisting that such claims were unfounded. Governor Yusuf formally resigned from the NNPP on Friday and is expected to align with the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. Reacting, the NNPP said it received the news with deep pain and disappointment, noting that the governor rose to power on the strength of the Kwakwansiya political movement and the trust of the Kano electorate. The party warned that the governor's action could reverse the political and developmental gains recorded in the state, arguing that his defection may return the state to political forces previously rejected by the electorate. Rejecting claims of internal instability, the party referenced its victories in 2 supplementary legislative elections held in August last year, stating that the claim of an irredeemable crisis within the party is without merit. The Minister of Arts, Culture and the Creative Economy, Hannatu Musawa, has said the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar would not defeat President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general election, even if he runs on a joint ticket with Peter Obi. Musawa made the remarks during a conversation posted on Instagram by Themicon Podcast on Saturday, describing the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as a formidable opponent, while insisting he is not a match for the ruling party in 2027. She stated that even a combined Atiku-Obi ticket would fail to unseat the ruling party, noting that such an arrangement would upset Obi's supporters if he were to be the vice presidential candidate. She also warned that if the roles were reversed, the opposition's chances would be even worse. The clip has sparked reactions online ahead of the 2027 general elections.
In 2027?
I don't think he is a match. I think he's a formidable opponent. But I do not think in 2027 that Vice President Atiku Abubakar, as much as I admire him and he's such a great patriot and, you know, he's like a father of mine, I would say, but I don't think he's a match for President.
Even if Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi comes together?
Okay, but as who and who?
If Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi come together as on the same ticket, yeah.
Okay, with Peter Obi as the vice president. Mm-hmm. So the obedience that have vowed not to support, that's going to upset a lot of obedience because they're not really willing to take Peter Obi as a vice presidential candidate, are they? So that's going to upset a lot of people that a lot of people are going to have to eat a crow that said they wouldn't support Peter Obi if he became vice presidential candidate.
I don't think...
And if it's the other way around, or rather if Peter Obi is on the ticket as a presidential candidate, then that is the fastest way the opposition is going to lose this election. I promise you. I promise you, Shun, honestly. And if it's the other way, then we have to now question again our sentiment of saying the power should stay in the South for 8 years or for, you know, the full term of... so if it's Atiku on that ticket, so that means ADC does not recognize that the South should...
Anatu Musawa writes there. Moving on, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, and Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC, NBET, over the failure to account for the missing 128 billion naira of public funds from the Ministry of Power and NBET. Disclosing this in a statement this morning, SERAP's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, said corruption contributes significantly to the frequent grid collapses, as Nigerians last week witnessed the first grid collapse of the year, plunging the country into darkness. It's noted that the grave allegations are documented in the latest annual report published by the Auditor General on September 9, 2025. In the suit filed at the Federal High Court in Abuja, the group is seeking an order of mandamus to direct and compel the minister and NBET to account for the missing or diverted fund. The organization is also asking for Mr. Adelabu and NBET to disclose the names, official designations, and offices of all public officers who authorized, approved, or otherwise participated in the release of the missing or diverted funds. In another development, a driver was hospitalized following a collision on Eko Bridge that severely damaged the vehicle and triggered severe traffic backups this morning in Lagos State. The incident occurred at about 6 a.m. on the bridge heading inward towards Nepa, involving a truck and a white car. Confirming the accident on its X handle, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, disclosed that the car flipped over in the crash, leaving one driver injured. Details of the driver's condition were not immediately available, but LASMA confirmed that the individual was transported to a nearby hospital for treatment. In a later update, the agency said the affected vehicles had been successfully evacuated from the location and normalcy was expected along the corridor. Eko Bridge, a vital link spanning the Lagos Lagoon, handles thousands of vehicles daily and often records crashes that sometimes result in gridlock. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced that registration for the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination will take place between January 26 and February 28 at all approved computer-based test centers nationwide. Speaking in Lagos on Saturday at a meeting with commissioners for education ahead of the 2025 UTME and direct entry exercises, JAMB Registrar Professor Ishak Oloyede explained that the sale of UTME application documents would begin earlier than the actual registration. He disclosed that the mock examination selection would close on February 16, while the sale of direct entry application documents and e-pin vending would commence on March 2 and end on April 25. The JAMB boss also clarified that candidates are not required to pay any service charge to CBT centers, stressing that registration fees approved by the board remain the only payments required. On age requirements, the registrar stated that only candidates who will be not less than 16 years old by September 30, 2026 are generally eligible to apply for the UTME and be considered for admission. The registrar said unlike last year, the UTME results of underage candidates would only be released after the completion of the entire evaluation process, noting this is to ensure proper assessment of candidates seeking age waivers.
Have more than 250 in a center. It's a policy meeting, it's a security issue. People with disability, we are still giving them free form this year. They will pay for it, but during the exam, we refund their money because we want inclusivity. The blank candidates, we are still doing audio. So it will have been 2025 that we have moved to 18, and that was what the new minister said, let's leave it as.
You are watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We will be right back after this break.